Good.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lachlan, thank you for joining me on GV Talks.
Thank you for having me.
Your 1 year birthday.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago.
Did you do anything to celebrate?
We have actually at the minute a 15% off store-wide for the minute. Our 1 year birthday and Black Friday basically on the same day. So we're doing that together.
Yeah, cool. We'll get into what products you sell in a little bit.
Sure.
But before that, do you want to let the Shepparton people know who they're listening to?
Yeah, sure. My name is Lachlan Brett. I am the owner of AoK Apparel, which actually stands for Acts of Kindness Apparel. We do 20% of the proceeds of every item that we sell goes towards mental health or Suicide Awareness Association every 3 months. So we do 4 donations per year.
Yeah, wow. How much have you donated so far?
We had quite a big donation in our second donation. That was big thanks to a local cafe, which supported our logo on their uniforms, and they bought, I think it was upwards of 40 shirts. So we've got to think about the amount that goes basically back towards an association, and we donate that to a local association that helps with mental health.
Yeah, wow. Do you have a good relationship with those associations?
Yeah, well, we try and keep in contact with them as best as possible. We like to know where the funds go, and we want to share that with the people that purchase our stuff as well. So, for example, we had Headspace at the Shepparton was the first donation for the year, and they told us that was going straight towards youth mental health and youth mental health sessions. So that would be able to fund those for some people that needed it.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Cause you get the big checks done up, don't you? I love
Yeah, we
that.
do, yeah.
I love the photos
Yeah.
of the big checks. Like, how do you think the people who receive them feel? Like, they obviously appreciate the work that you're doing for them. Like,
Yeah.
Did you get a sense of like overwhelmed joy that you're doing something good for the community? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's one of the main things. Obviously, as novelty as the checks are, they are pretty big and they are for show. But we also give those to the associations as well to display and say that we received a donation from here. It's obviously the beginning, so things are only starting small, and people are grateful no matter what. So can't complain.
Yeah. You strategically started small?
You have to.
You have to.
Exactly.
I agree. I just wanted to know your thought process behind it. Like,
Yeah.
because I run gyms. We started small. We've done well eventually.
Yeah.
My friends who have started gyms, who've gone big, crumble.
Yeah.
And there's lots of reasons behind that.
Well, that's exactly right. You can only take on a workload that you can handle as well. Like, I'm pretty busy as it is, and I want to focus on the business a lot and get it out there to as many people as possible. So that's the goal.
Yeah. So what do you do outside of AoK?
I study full time, graphic design at GOTAFE in Shepparton, and I also work part time as well.
Yeah. What's the course like at TAFE?
I think it's fantastic. I can't realistically, I can't thank GOTAFE enough. Like the difference between tertiary education and high school is completely different. These people are helping you secure a career. They're helping you better your skills. They're teaching you things that you are going to need to know. It's not, you may use this, you may use that, but we're going to learn it. This is what you're going to need. This is how you do it and how you implement it. And the teachers want to see you succeed, and that's the best thing about it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about TAFE as well. It seems more hands-on.
Yeah.
And my friends who go study at La Trobe Uni, it's a lot of themselves trying to figure out the answers. Yeah. Where when they go to TAFE, it's somebody showing you and telling you exactly what you need to do, and you're learning on the job.
Exactly, and it's a lot of help, and it makes a huge difference as well compared to people we've had in our course from Box Hill Institute and Swinburne and things like that. Obviously, different teaching styles.
Yeah.
But they said that people are here to help you. They want to see you go places, and they'll do what they can to do that. I've seen it throughout my whole course, my certificate 4, going straight into the diploma. It's been fantastic.
What inspired the graphic design?
It's a long story actually. I was working a couple of jobs previously. Just I was really unsure what I wanted to do. I did VCE throughout high school because I thought I wanted to go to uni. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to study.
Yeah.
Luckily enough, I sat down one day with my partner and I was a little bit, stuck, I guess. Just said to her, I'm not sure what I want to do. I don't know. I want a career. I want to be able to tell people that this is what I do, and I want to be happy telling people that. And so we ended up just heading down to the Shepparton campus on Friar Street and went and spoke to a few people there on the open day. And I spoke to a lovely lady that was in the design department. Told her exactly what I wanted to do, what I was interested in, including, starting up an apparel company and doing those kinds of things. I liked creating, and I did those subjects in school. It wasn't,
Yeah.
for some reason it didn't click. But going to talk to someone about it, and that's why I can't say enough good things about TAFE, because that's what they've done. They've pointed me in the right direction, and I've succeeded from there. I can't complain with anything else.
How cool are those pivotal moments in your life? Like, could you imagine if you didn't go down to GOTAFE?
Exactly.
What would you be doing right now?
I have no idea. And that was exactly what happened. We were supposed to go to Melbourne to a family function, and my girlfriend basically told me, she said, I think we should go down and have a look. So I called them and I said, look, I've got a thing on. I've got to go down to the open day and sort out what I'm going to do. And then obviously they were fine with it.
Yeah.
And, gone straight from there. And I think I went home and applied, a couple of days later, I applied for that course. So
Are you a fan of The Lion King?
when I was younger, yes.
Okay. This is what it reminds me of, and I've felt like this throughout my own life. Simba runs away from his responsibility, and he's hanging out with Timon and Pumbaa eating bugs, right? He's a lion. He shouldn't be eating bugs. And then Nala comes, and she's like, what are you doing hanging around with this warthog and whatever that other animal is? Like, you've got to come back and take responsibility for your life. And I feel like that's part of the role of a female, to help get a male on track. Like, do you feel like that's what your partner has done for you?
Yeah, she's been amazing at the minute.
Yeah.
No, not even at the minute, sorry. She's been amazing throughout the whole time that I've been doing it. She's supported me through, bad things that have happened at previous workplaces. She's supported me throughout struggles through the business and we bounce ideas off each other, but she's just been, she's that rock that you need to, keep you grounded. It's exactly that.
Yeah. So how involved is she in the business?
She is very involved. Yeah, she's. I actually wanted to see if I could get her on here as well, but obviously she works as well. So, but yeah, she does a lot of behind the scenes sort of things. She helps me a lot with, social media posting and stuff like that. She does a little bit of social media work on the side of her full-time work as well. So she's quite good like that. But yeah, she's done a lot for me.
Yeah. So, who would you recommend goes down to GOTAFE to find out what they're all offering?
Realistically, I think anyone can go down there. It's a free opportunity to go and explore your options. Like I look through every single uni course that Deakin, Latrobe and things. Some people aren't able to move.
Yes.
Some people aren't able to just up and leave and have funds to go and stay on res or find a place to live. And I was here in Shep, renting, and I had a great deal that I thought if I was to go somewhere else, there was no way that I was going to be able to support myself.
Yeah.
And some people are in that situation as well. If you're still at home or you're still struggling and you don't know what to do, GOTAFE can lead you down a great career path.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd encourage anyone who doesn't know what they want to do with their life, just to try and do as much as you can.
Exactly.
Stumble into your life's work.
Yeah.
Could you ever see yourself teaching at TAFE? I think that'd be so cool, man.
I actually would love that. I would. I feel like I am that type of person that I love to learn, I love to teach, I like to see other people succeed. That's what I would... it sounds like a fantastic idea. I would love to go down that path and, and do what someone did for me.
Yes.
Is exactly what I would like to do. And to be able to tell people that, you help that person, you push them in the correct, down that correct path would I think the satisfaction would be, amazing. And that's exactly what you want from work. You want satisfaction. You want to see that, that progress. And
After you've done it, you want to see the people behind you do
of
it.
course, yeah.
And do it better
Yeah.
if you're a good teacher. Like, if you've had your time, like, you want to help someone do as well as they can.
Exactly.
And if that's better than you, so be it. That's awesome. They wouldn't be where you live through them a little bit.
Yeah,
If you've taught them,
Yeah.
you live through them a little bit.
And I still do the same thing. I still go back to my TAFE teachers who've got fantastic experience over me, and I ask them questions and I say, what do you think I should do? Do you think I'm capable of doing this, or do you think that that's something I should go down? And they're honest.
Yeah.
If they don't think that you're capable of doing it, then they usually point you in a different direction. They help you veer to a better direction that's better suited for you.
Have you ever gone against their opinions? Like, somebody said, no, I don't think that's for you, and you've gone, no, I do think it's for me still.
Oh, when it comes down to it, like during your whole, I guess, studying, especially in design,
Yeah.
everyone has their own ways they go about things. A lot of people go down the illustrative side. They like to draw things and they like to, create those kinds of things. I'm more of a, I like to jump straight on the computer and do up a few logos and get those ideas on the screen. Whereas a lot of people sit there and draw and they say, you need to go down that path first and you need to do that, which is fair enough. But sometimes you just don't take their advice and it works for you, but sometimes obviously it doesn't. But the experience from them is, what you have to take on board.
Yeah, definitely. You have to put your own little style into it.
Yeah, of course.
Do you want to tell us a little bit more about AoK Apparel and what they do for the community?
Yeah, so we're based in the Golden Valley. We try and sell apparel that is sustainably sourced. We also use recyclable packaging. Everything that you receive in your package is also sustainable, so you can recycle it, you can use it again. All our mailing bags are done through a company that you can use them twice, but they're also made out of cornstarch, so they are compostable. So we try and go down that right road as well, and do the right thing. But also we want to do the right thing for the community, so we also, put that money towards places that need it, not really places that have funding already, but we want people like you and I, if we're struggling with something, we can use those funds and go to those places and get the help that you need.
Yeah. And you said you know how the funds get used.
Yes.
Or occasionally
we try
they'll tell you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
so what's been the outcome of some of the things that you've done, or some of the money you've donated?
Yeah, so our second donation for the year was donated to an LGBTQI plus association in Shepparton called the Diversity Project, and that helps people that are struggling go down that path and get the help and get those
services.
Get the services that they need if they're struggling at home or they're struggling with themselves. These people are there to help, and those meetings and dinners and nights and things like that are, there for them.
Yes, and you don't know how much that means.
Well, that's exactly right.
It could be somebody's life in some extreme cases.
Yeah.
How do you pick the places that you're going to donate to?
During COVID, it's been quite hard. It's been quite difficult to find and get in contact with people to try and find these places. We're still in the process at the moment, as a little bit slack as it is, but trying to find a fourth donation for the year.
Yeah.
We've got a few places in mind, and we've also got a couple for next year's upcoming donations as well. But we also like community feedback as well. If you or someone listening, wants to send us a message and they say this foundation or this association helps, that they need funding, they need something, they need anything to help with the community. It doesn't matter what it's used for, as long as it goes towards something that's going to help and going to, those funds are going to be used for the right purpose.
Did you specifically restrict it to the Shepparton region for a purpose?
I wouldn't say it's restricted to the Shepparton region. We've had people from, Western Australia, South Australia. We've had orders from a lot of places.
Yeah.
Even though the shirt does say Golden Valley, it's just, that's the originating place. It's not limited to who can buy it. It's, just the summer shirt. But we want the community that's purchasing the shirts as well to be able to see where those funds are going. It's
Yeah, I think locals love that. They want to see the people that they support the other people around them, and that is what you're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We want the locals to be able to see, and follow along with the journey as well. They know that when they purchase a shirt is when that donation was used.
Yeah.
So, for example, you purchase your shirt in February, that gets used in the first donation. They can go back and say, what I purchased there was involved in that.
Yeah. So, why did you decide to set up your business this way?
It gives people a reason to buy it.
Yeah.
It gives people if you created something that just is all benefit to you, it's a way to give back. It's if someone sees you walking down the street with an AoK Apparel shirt, they understand and they realise that you also know that mental health is there. Mental health impacts everyone. It doesn't matter if it's good mental health or bad mental health. It's exactly the same. Some people are struggling worse than others. It's exactly like your physical health.
Yeah.
If you're not looking after it properly, we also need to seek that help to get back.
Yeah. Yeah, so it gives people a sense of pride to wear it, and also lets other people know that they understand what mental health is. Yeah. What would you say mental health is to you?
Mental health to me, it's always there. It doesn't have to be bad mental health, and that's what we need to get at, is breaking the stigma that mental health is a bad thing. It's okay to have it. It's not necessarily depression. It's not necessarily, it can just be having some sort of anxiety about anything.
Yes.
It's mental health in general. It's anyone who needs some sort of help, or if they're struggling of some sort, we want people to be able to say, it's okay. We want people to be able to seek help from their friends, from their family, from anything, without it being an issue. It's there. It's been there forever. It's just gets pushed aside, and that's when it starts to build up, and that's, we don't want it to get that far.
Would you say that you were open to talk to people if they had a problem?
Yeah. I don't necessarily have the right qualifications to, if you understand what I mean. I don't have those correct qualifications, but I'm always there to help.
You're happy to listen.
Exactly right. And that's all it takes, is someone to listen. It can be someone to ask you. It can be someone to say, you don't seem right today, is something going on, would you like to talk about it? All it takes is a conversation, and that's what a lot of associations are about. It's about starting that conversation. And that's what it is. It's about walking down the street and seeing someone wearing that. They understand that, that person understands what I might be going through.
Yeah.
Whether it is something small or whether it's something massive, it's just that, in general, breaking the stigma.
Although we're different, we would have similar psychological palettes, and people who feel like that often feel alone.
Yep.
And they're not, like, we feel similar feelings. Like, I have down days, definitely. And the shirt just lets people know that I'm the same. We're all the same.
We all experience it.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it is. It's breaking the stigma that it's not okay.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine. We can talk about it. You can talk about it between your mates. You can tell straight away if a friend of yours isn't feeling up today. You might go out for dinner and then just not themselves, and it's about doing that thing to try and get them back to themselves. It's asking that question, what's going on? Do you need to talk about it?
Would you agree that males struggle to elevate the conversation to that level more than females?
Yes.
What do you attribute that to?
I think that comes down to the exact same thing. It's breaking,
masculine.
Yeah, masculinity. It's not okay to be upset. It's not okay to be down on a day. It's not okay to cry. Realistically, we're all human. We're all here, no matter what gender or anything like that. It shouldn't matter. That's what we've got to get to that point of bringing it to equality all throughout. It's not. I don't even know how to explain it. Is just because it's on that high level. It's
it is a complex. I wouldn't say issue, but it's a complex thing that we are trying to figure out the answer to. But we're definitely moving towards that.
Of course, yeah, and that's exactly right. And that's what we want to be, that middleman. We want to help. We want that for everyone.
Yeah. People in our age bracket are more open to it, obviously. So like our children will be, if things continue on the uphill trajectory, completely able to feel their feelings and talk about them.
And it will get there. And that's the main thing. It will get there.
I feel bad for the generations that happened before us, though, who never got to talk about how they felt. Like, how terrible would have that been? Like, I feel fully relaxed if I can open up to somebody and know that they're listening to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're not judging me, or they're not even necessarily trying to help me. They're just trying to let me speak.
Exactly.
And hear what I have to say. And they celebrate the wins with me, and they're just there for me when I have my losses.
And it is about that. It's about that listening. It's about the... It's not... If you tell me your issues, it's not me trying to relate to you and say, I've got that too.
Yes.
And that will come. That might come in another conversation. But if you need someone to listen to you, I'll be there to listen to you. And when I need someone to listen to me, I'm hoping that you'll do the exact same thing. So...
Outside of starting the conversation, do you have any tips for people to help get their mental health in check?
That's a really tough one. It really is. It really depends on the individual.
Yeah.
We try to do a thing throughout the year, obviously, just like Are You OK Day.
Yeah.
But we want to make that every day.
Yeah. I was thinking about that prior to the conversation. Like, around that time, you do see that question get asked, and everyone is getting a pat on the back and their ear to speak to. But outside of the week before and the 2 weeks prior, it kind of drifts back into the background.
To nothing. Yeah. And that's what we want every day to be. It's not the Are You OK 2 week period.
Yes.
It should be every day. That's the realistic outcome. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't be segregated to Mental Health Month. We should all be understanding. We should all, be on the same page and do it every single day. Make sure that everyone is okay.
Yeah. How do you spread the message and build the business?
I think social media is a massive, massive platform to be able to do that. It's growing, and it's going to keep growing. And there's different platforms that you're able to do that on. Instagram, Facebook. You can, which we haven't yet, but you can market your ads and all that kind of stuff. But we also want to keep it to a targeted audience. We don't want people that are, going to see the ad that aren't interested in it.
Yes. So
it sort of comes down to it, but I think social media is a fantastic platform for anyone that's starting a business to just get their name out there that little bit, and it helps. It really does. It gets to that point where people start talking about it, and they see things, they see the logo, they see the shirt or something, and they can relate to that. They can see that, they can follow the journey and be a part of it.
How has your social media been received locally?
In my opinion, I think it's been really good.
Yeah.
We've been in contact with a few people about getting AoK Apparel in a couple more stores, so a little bit more easy access for people in the area. They're able to go down, they're able to feel the garments, they're able to, get a little understanding of, what it is and what it's about. But, also the website. We do free delivery throughout the GV area.
Yeah.
So personally, you'll probably see me knocking on your door if you put in your little discount code at the checkout. But we try and do those things to get people to be able to get it. Yeah.
I reckon the shirt's awesome, but I love the story.
Yeah.
And I'm a big buff for stories. Like, if you come to me and you tell me this shirt's awesome, yeah, maybe. But if you come in here and tell me what you're telling me right now,
Mm.
that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
And do you think you can get that story across through social media? It's hard to get people's attention, man.
It is. And it is like that. And that's why we want to go down the path of possibly going to markets and people being able to see me and my partner, the people that have started it, talk to us, you know, and I'm able to tell them the story. Tell them exactly what's happened, tell them what we've gone through, tell them the process, and tell them what we're going to do and the future. And exactly like that, people will hopefully be more interested and then follow on and go from there.
And the piece of apparel that they buy is not just a shirt anymore.
Exactly.
It's the conversation they had with you. It's how they felt when they heard the story of what their money was going to do.
And every single time you put that shirt on, it's not just a big name brand shirt that you're trying to impress people with. It's a shirt. It's a story. It's a talking piece.
Yeah.
And that's the best part about it.
Have you or anyone close to you struggled with mental health?
A lot of people that I know have struggled with mental health.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been in situations where, you know, they're not able to talk to it. Personally, I've struggled with mental health. It may not be to a certain point of someone else's, but every single person struggles with mental health at some sort of stage in their life. And that's why I created the AoK Apparel. It's the talking piece. It's just that ability to, I guess it's just doing my part to break the stigma.
Yeah.
It's might be a bigger part than someone else's, and I'm putting a lot more effort into it than some other people, but that's the end goal, is for anyone like you or myself or anyone close to us, whenever someone struggles with mental health, there is going to be options and places and people and anyone to be able to seek advice or just talk to.
Yeah. So with the shirts being the talking point, where else would you, like, if somebody did need help, where would you tell them to go? If it wasn't a friend, they needed professional help. They needed someone who really knew their stuff. It was getting to that dire situation.
Yeah. And there is a lot of professional places that can offer that help, especially if it's in the Golden Valley. But, you know, it is just a Google search away. There are plenty of 24/7 hotlines that you can call just to talk to someone that will have that professional help that can point you in the right direction. All it takes is a phone call.
Yeah.
It's not, you know.
Yeah. There's more and more things popping up. Like you can text, like our counsellors and stuff these days. Picking up the phone's hard for a lot of people at our age. Exactly
like you were saying before, it's becoming more and more normal.
Yeah.
So there is more and more options that people can go down.
Has anyone who's purchased a shirt off you maybe shared a story where they've overcome their poor mental health?
Yeah, I've had a few people that I've personally gone and delivered and talked to. Even just standing on their front doorstep, a 10-minute conversation on someone's front doorstep can mean a lot to them.
Yeah.
They may be, as bad as it is in COVID times and stuff, people are alone.
Yeah.
People didn't have visitors, people didn't have options, so someone knocking on their door and delivering a parcel that has meaning behind it, the conversation is, you know, it instantly starts. It's not and I'm happy to do that.
Do you ever feel drawn out?
I wouldn't say so.
No.
I don't think so.
It can be difficult when you're having those conversations regularly because I feel like it does take it out of you a bit. Especially if you're doing it with the intent of just listening. Yeah. Because it's hard for people.
And it can get to that point. Yeah. But I also surround myself in people that do understand as well. So people say, you know, to me, how I know you talk to people about it all the time. You always ask how we're going. You know, how are you going?
Yeah.
And I can proudly say most of the time that I'm happy. I love doing that to people. I love teaching. I love talking. I love being able to, you know, just help.
Yeah.
There's no greater feeling than being able to help someone.
Do you feel like that's something you've developed Was it like when you're younger? Well, I feel with younger males, they're selfish, but as they mature, they grow out of it. Would you say that would be a good, like, would you describe yourself that way, or do you feel like you've always been there to help?
Realistically, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel like even in times like primary school and things like that, I was trying to look out for the kids that were in trouble. It's not like I'm not a small kid myself. Like, I'm a big kid. Some people might think I'm scary or whatever. And I was a big kid when I was growing up. So being able to help someone and someone who's in need more than you are, I guess it was just the way I was raised. It wasn't, being able to help people that are,
less fortunate.
Yeah, less fortunate. They're not. If someone's not able to stand up for themselves, why shouldn't I step in and stand up for them?
So do you think it's a characteristic that your parents instilled in you?
I think so.
What do they do?
My mum was a gym instructor for a very long time. So obviously she
a bit of a motivator.
Yeah, I think so. She was a bit hard as both the same thing as my mum and dad, both hard on me and my brother, and we had those expectations. It was, and it comes down to it as well. For a parent, there's nothing better for a parent than someone to say your kids are fantastic.
Yeah.
And my dad raised me the same way. He used to, if I was to open a door, I would always open it for someone else. It was, down to that helping. It's that gentleman-like helping as well. He would, when I was younger, we'd walk through the door. If we walked before a woman in the door, he would grab us and throw us back out the door.
Yes.
And you learn pretty quick, and you learn that's, it's the polite way to do things, and it makes people feel nice.
Yeah.
It does, just one small gesture makes people feel fantastic.
That was my father as well. Can you think of any other little examples of where he taught you, like, those mannerisms? Like, for me, I don't know if this is a bit extreme, maybe you can relate. I'd always, if I was walking with a girl, walk on the car side of the road. Yeah. Just in case there was ever an accident, I could push her out of the way.
And I did the same thing with my partner or something like that. Like, if you're, staying in a hotel room, or you're staying at home, you're the person that sleeps either closest to the door or something like that. It's, just in case something happens. Then, I don't know. It's that.
That was my dad as well. That's strange, because I didn't think that was like something that many other people would have experienced. Yeah. But my father was like very respect, tell the truth. Take responsibility, and he instilled those in me.
Yeah, and my dad was more like that. The one thing I always remember with him saying things is, if you give someone your word, if you tell them you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah.
Don't give people false hope. Don't tell someone you're going to do something if you're not going to. It's coming down to that, respect, I guess.
What are you going to do in the next 12 months?
Very good question. Very good question. I don't actually know. I'm going to hopefully get some work. Hopefully work full time, probably at the place that I'm at the moment. Yeah. And I'm actually hoping to maybe studying my training and assessing night school. Yeah. If I can, and have that qualification, so I could go down that teaching path. Yeah, of teaching at TAFE and going down that road, which as to go back to the start, is what I sought information from my GOTAFE teachers. I asked them, what can I go down? What do I, what paths can I go down to have that satisfaction? And they tell you, I think that you're capable of doing this. A position might not be available for a certain amount of time, but if you have the qualifications, I think that it's,
you'd be first in line, or at least you'd put yourself in with a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wow. Do you have any more, like, when do you start working on the next line? Do you want to beat what you made in the last 12 months, in the next 12 months, in terms of donations?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to try. You want the next and next and next donations to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And that's the goal. It's not, it may not happen, and the expectation is not there because we're relying on everyone else.
Yeah.
It's not, but the more we grow,
The
it is going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Do you have something lined up for the next drop? Do you know when it is, or you can't say?
Can't say. We like to keep it on the hush hush and keep people on their toes. We like to give those little sneak peeks of what's happening and what's coming up to get people excited for it.
Yeah. So the Shepparton community is listening. What would you say to them to get them to join along for the ride, even if that's just like a Instagram follow or something like? You would encourage them to listen because
I think that everyone can follow on with the journey.
And that helps in itself.
Yeah, of course. It's being able to walk down the street and seeing AoK Apparel and it wasn't until too long ago that I actually saw someone that I didn't know personally wearing it down the street, and it was a fantastic feeling because if it was you buying it and going down that road and you saw someone walking down the street with that on, it's that grateful feeling that someone understands.
Yeah.
And and that's what I want it to be. I want people to know that that's what it is. Like at the minute it may be getting to that point in some people, but I want everyone to know what it is and the story behind it and the reason we're doing it.
Yeah. Like down the line, could you envision this being your full-time work? Like, would that be something you'd want, or are you happy to keep it as a side hustle?
No, I think I want to expand.
Yeah.
If we were grateful enough to be able to have enough stock and enough,
like customers and
inquiries,
clients,
exactly like that. Being able to have a shop front and being able to offer services or something like that. It could even be me. I could be, going down that path as well, going and study something else and getting those qualifications that I can help people if they do need it. But having that shop front, people able to come in, and have that, have that story in their mind of they're supporting something that's supporting someone else.
Yeah. Or
supporting someone that is very close to them.
Yeah. It sounds like you want to make it a pillar in the community.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And you're on the journey towards that already.
Trying to.
Yeah.
Really trying to.
You're happy with how it's all going?
Yeah, I think so. I think, especially with everything that's happened this year, we understand that people have had tough times this year with COVID and everything that's happened. So the expectations weren't high to start off with, but I think it's still blown my expectations out of the water. Even though everything that's happened, it's the feeling's undescribable.
Yeah.
It's
I love it.
It really is.
I can see it on your face. You don't even need to say it.
It really is, yeah.
So end goal, hypothetically, or one of the potential end goals for you would be to have a storefront, be a pillar in the community.
Yeah, I think so.
Employ someone. How cool would that be?
Yeah, exactly.
Like teach other people, and show them how you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
That's the mission.
All right. Last question. Who locally inspires you?
There's a lot of people. There is a lot of people in the community, especially in the Golden Valley community, that are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You see people like the People Supporting People truck that are out there. They're helping. They've got showers behind their shop that are offering those services to people out of their own goodwill. It's not it's not hard to be nice.
Yeah.
It's anyone who, I think anyone can be that person. They can do something for someone else.
Yeah.
It's easy.
So just all the people doing the right thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to single out a single person, but I think the community itself is doing the right thing.
Yeah. All right, awesome, Lach. Thank you for joining me on GV Talks.
No worries. Thanks for having me.